I take the track that I take from time to time. I had a young man when we originally got elected that asked me 7 times for a job. I said, "Excuse me, young man, just give me your resume." I saw this man every single time I saw him. I said, I gave you my email address, I gave you my cell phone number, I gave you the office number. Just give me your resume so we can put it into the right hands, so people can start, at least you start getting some responses back for your request for a job. We did a job preparedness where we were helping people to write resumes, to getting them through the EOC program over in Jamaica, to let people, to give them additional skills, Microsoft, et cetera, et cetera. And unfortunately, this young man just never did it. But
Never did the resume, never did the
job preparedness, never came to a job fair, none of that.
Right.
And at that point, I know in his mind, he's like, you still didn't get me that job. Because every time he sees me, we have that conversation to the point where I stop asking for his resume. After the 8th time, and I remember the number 8, very specific. It's not 10, it's not 8. After the 8th time, I said, you just want to say that I haven't come through with my promise, but you still have to meet me halfway. The reason why I operate in the way that I operate is because at some point, we need to start reducing elected officials' responsibilities. Right. Our responsibility to get an individual a job should not be the responsibility of an elected official. It should be the responsibility of our business owners. It should be the responsibility of people that could make a referral saying, I know this young man. I have a job that just opened up a position, and I want to make sure that I can go over there and refer that young man to that job.
What were you going to say?
I was just basically going to say that it's really not community if only one person is working.
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
You got one person working,
right.
Like it's, it's like, it's got to be, you got to work together.
Right. It has to be a collective.
Right.
And the more we could work as a collective, is the less demands we'll make of elected officials, and the more relationship we could build with elected officials to make things happen that are collective. So think about it like this, right? If we are business owners, let's say he's a Middle Eastern business owner, I'm a Black business owner, you're a Latino business owner.
I'm Asian,
if I
by
say,
the way.
No, I'm white. I'm a white business owner.
if we have these individual responsibilities to benefit our own communities, what happens is that effect turns into...
let me just say, that was a joke, y'all. That was a joke.
He's the darkest white man I've ever met. I'm sure. He definitely is. If we build our businesses to be able to benefit our communities, and our communities return that with monetary support, what we have is your business then expands. Your business expands, my business expands. So the jobs then become available because your support has allowed you to then exponentially increase job opportunities. And if we do what we're supposed to be doing, we should then connect that back to the community that needs employment. The problem is that when you make that a singular individual's responsibility, where you're like, you know what, I'm going to take you out of this environment that you're supposed to be supporting, that's then supposed to be supporting you, you put an onus on that individual that might be an unrealistic expectation.
What do you mean specifically?
So let's say in the community that I'm from, right?
Yeah.
I learned that we do have a lot of Black-owned businesses, right? If those Black-owned businesses, a lot of them do hire locally, like in Queens. So in Queens, we have a lot of Black-owned businesses, which I learned from a project that I was working on. In the event we're comfortable with, a lot of Black-owned businesses. In the event, a lot of those Black-owned businesses do hire locally. But for you to say that you want one person to go and get you a job because you're not comfortable with going to a local business owner and saying, excuse me, I want a job, then you're asking too much of that elected official, because the community is supposed to take care of the jobs in that community. Now, if you want a lavish job, something that's a little bit, then you have to still build that resume. And for those individual services, a lot of the services that we ask elected or demand of elected officials are actually already there. A lot of times we just want we want someone to pick us up and sit us in the seat and make sure that we are focused. And that's not necessarily feasible. But the other part of that conversation should have been every time I came to that young man and said, you know what, give me your resume. The man standing next to him should have said, why haven't you given him your resume? Get that man your resume. Like that level of, I can't force that man to do what he's supposed to do.
Right.
But that collective assistance for that man that needs to be there. Because without it,
has to be a willingness.
Exactly. It has to be a willingness, and it has to be that encouragement of ambition. Once you start pushing that collectively, once you start pushing, because I could be.
So this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it's just not a two-sided thing, that it winds up being 3, 4, 5-sided.
Right.
In order to make it happen.
Right.
Like there's a part that people can that people can play.
Right.
It's not just this here and that. if the elected official in the organization, it's not just that, but it's the people that will say something to the elected official and say something as far as the organization is concerned. That all of that has to be involved in order for it to work.
And if it's not, we'll always get under delivered. It's always it's a guarantee that people are going to ask for things because remember, they're asking for things that weren't achievable prior to them asking. Right? So how do you now put that in one person's hand when the components that needed to be there weren't there in the first place? So as long as that framework is there, that elected official is supposed to do their part. If everybody else does their part, then those things become a lot more achievable because there's the components are there. Yeah. But if they're not, you're always, I guarantee it, you're never going to get everything that an elected official promises you, because that elected official naively assumes that if you're asking for it, you're going to help me get it. Yeah. You're asking for it, you're going to help me get it. So when I come back to you with, this is what we need to do to make this thing happen, and you're like, that's what we elected you for, that conversation becomes real short.
Now, we almost at the end of the show, but I just wanted to ask you, what kind of things are you involved with right now, and you know, what kind of things are you involved with right now?
What I've been doing so far is
because I'll tell you, this has been Hassan.
What? Brother Kareem, this is your doing.
No, man, listen, man, you brought us a great guest, man, for our audience, man.
No, this is great. This has been a great interview.
Yeah,
no, we definitely got to have you on again.
So what is it that you're doing right now that you'd like people to know about?
So I'm going to say now I'm doing some event planning. I've helped a couple of organizations to pull together some events. So like we did a tree lighting back in December. Did a coat drive last year that I would love to do again the next coming year. Last year I did a laser tag event. And a laser tag event was, the purpose of a laser tag event was to get fathers to come out and play a game with their children. Nice. I figured fathers would be more interested in doing laser tag than children were.
Nice.
But the good thing about this is that it wasn't like this imagery of people were running around with guns, you played on your phone, but the phone can connect with another phone and we'll know that we hit each other, keep score. And the purpose was building a relationship between father and son or father and child to the point where, and getting young people away from being on the computer or being inside the house playing these games in a vacuum. So we had the ability to meet each other, get fathers out to play with their children, and have an event as a community. So I'm trying to do more events like that. I'm also helping some chambers of commerce with these young men from Queens. We're going to be doing a business expo for entrepreneurs. That's going to be helping people to learn how to make business, learn how to create a business, and improve on the business that they may already have. So that'll be coming up in June 6th of this year. So we'll be doing that with the Thomas White Jr. Foundation building in Southeast Queens on South Road. So those are a couple of things that I'll be engaging in this year. We really want to make sure that we encourage people just to be a part of the solution. And a part of that solution is getting engaged, doing the groundwork, and instead of asking so much, offering more, in the sense of, this is what I could do to be of service. And that's pretty much what I'm all about.
What's that?
Yeah, no, definitely. We definitely want to help you, with the organization of that event. And we definitely want to have you back on before that event, that Black Expo, so you can promote it. And definitely along the way, we want to talk more about, your dealings with all the Black-owned businesses in Southeast Queens and all your endeavors as you move further into different aspects of your career and so forth. I mean, where is it that you think you're heading within the next 5 to 10 years or so?
I'm hopeful. I guess my ideal is to the Urban Enrichment Society that we created in college, hopefully with a level of support, maybe making that a full-fledged nonprofit organization and tackling some of the things that I believe need to be addressed in our communities. So I'll say that might likely be my 5-year plan.
That's great. That's great. It's going to be a great organization, something that's going to be well needed. Areas that are going to be well served, that need to be well served, that are underserved. Definitely still Southeast Queens, the whole Queens area, New York City is we're still down. We're still down. I don't want to say we're down in the dumps, but
it needs improvement.
It needs improvement.
We just need improvement. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We need to do more outreach amongst the boroughs, and we do need to pull in. I don't think there is a sustained effort unless I don't know about it, and it's possible I don't know about it, that we really do need to really start organizing on a stronger basis, and kind of pull from the example of a lot of these younger brothers. And I think New Jersey and Baltimore, I think, are some examples that we kind of need to look at, and kind of adopt at least some of the strategies, and try to at least figure out, even in DC, because a lot of people are really doing a lot of great things, and we kind of need to pull together. New York has always had issues.
Yeah, we're consistently divided for some weird reason.
Always have had these problems. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep building on this issue. We start with politics. We touched on economics a little bit, and we're just gonna keep moving forward. We got a whole great lineup for the rest of the month, and we're just gonna keep hitting you guys. All right, and look out for the video as well. It's gonna be attached to one of the channels, and we'll set up links to all of the different programs that Brother Kareem is hosting, or either executive producer.
It's good to say, listen, man, it was good to have you here with us. You came down, you brought a great guest with you, man. So let's keep this up.
JAHI ROSE.
Let's keep this up, all right?
Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to A New Day for Al-Islam in America. This is the second hour with myself, William Kareem, content producer Hasan Ali, and our special guest, JAHI Rose.
JAHI Rose.
JAHI Rose. Please listen to us next week. We will have a special guest.
Yes, we will.
We will.
Confirmed
yes,
right
we
now,
will.
but we will let you know.
If you enjoyed this here, if you enjoyed this guest right here, then tune in next week, because Hasan.
We're definitely going to have someone to talk about.
Hasan is going to line them up.
Right.
So until next time, we give you the greetings. Peace be unto you. Be safe. Have a good weekend. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.